So it's the run-up to the rally for Julia Butler. People are here.
Hi, folks.
A little louder.
It's great to see this turnout. I'd like to remind us that, for instance, many of us are related to the people who are tied into this cenotaph. I had 3 great uncles who went to the First World War, 3 brothers, and they basically were the kind of guys who always said, stand up and speak out. And I'm very happy to see that we've got the turnout we have today. We're dealing with a matter of great importance for the democracy of this community.
Hear, hear, amen.
We're hearing in the news a lot of stories about FIFA and the Senate in Canada right now.
I've got no more left.
And this is the same story, but on a smaller scale. So I welcome you to this gathering, to this rally in support of Julia Butler. And we have a group of speakers, and the first one will be Beverly Tripp, and we'll take it from there.
Thank you, Donald. And hi, everyone. I'm really glad that you came out today, because you know what? It takes great people to stand up for a great cause. You know, many of us here come from all walks of life. We come from small places and from large places. We come from humble jobs. We come from great jobs. We're young and we're old, and yet we're galvanizing around a problem that we see in this community. You know, I'm going to make a statement here with regard to the council's move to disqualify Councillor Julia Butler. And please feel free to clap or to cheer whenever you hear something that resonates with you, because I'm sure that I'm speaking for pretty much all of us who are here today. And you may not have the courage to get up here and speak, but I have the courage because I know my convictions, and my convictions are true. This is our sign that my husband and I put together last night. And we believe this about Julia. Julia is honest. Julia is courageous. And Julia is our servant who we voted into office. Now, the Grand Forks Gazette reported that a decision to take steps to remove Councillor Butler from her position on City Council was arrived at during an in-camera meeting on the morning of Monday, May 25th. The statement read out by Mayor Conrad at the council meeting that evening, which my husband and I were at, read, the Grand Forks City Council voted in favor of filing an application to the Supreme Court for the declaration of disqualification against Councillor Julia Butler. Boo. Yeah, boo, exactly. According to Section 110 of the Community Charter, citing restrictions on participation in conflict. That participation in conflict would seem to stem from the press release that the city issued earlier that day, stating that the city's lawyers, Young Anderson, had advised that she was perceived to be in a conflict of interest with regard to her pecuniary interests, which I believe means financial, or you can gain from that, in the water metering program. Both Councillor Butler and Mayor Conrad were implicated in that press release, which stated that they had been advised that they must recuse themselves from participating in any further water meter discussions in council meetings. Does that sound like blackmail to you? Yeah. It does, doesn't it? Councillor Butler retained then an independent legal counsel who advised her that she was absolutely not in a conflict of interest with regard to her yard care business for a number of reasons. The first one was that the income derived from that lawn care business grossed a mere $8,000 and change. After you take off your expenses, especially when you have a yard care business, and all of the different things that are going to bring down that income, her net income would just be a fraction of that. Just a fraction. So secondly, she dissolved that business in March of this year. It no longer exists. So where is the conflict of interest with regard to this? And if this is not the issue, my friends, then what is? What is? Canada is a nation based on democracy, and in our democratic nation, it's not a crime to hold a different opinion from others, whether in the city council chambers or anywhere else. Is she being singled out for persecution for holding a differing opinion from the rest with regards to certain programs, whether those programs have been implemented or not? As one individual of 7 on that council, what has she done that so threatens them that they are seeking to have her removed?
Standing up! Standing up!
Even Mayor Conrad, in an interview on CBC last week, stated plainly that this was a witch hunt.
Absolutely.
Last fall, along with many other hopefuls, both Councillor Butler and Mayor Conrad ran their campaigns on many issues. One of them being that they did not support the water metering program as it was then being rolled out. That was common knowledge, and you know what? That is partly why, along with other reasons, they were voted into office. A strong message was sent to the former mayor and several members of that old city council who were voted out of office, that the message was, listen to the people.
Right on.
You know, Councillor Butler received the second highest number of votes of any member on City Council. Tell me how now trying to remove her is fairly representing you, the people of this city. That's right. Now we are again having to deal with these surreptitious, nefarious dealings and closed-door decisions, which certainly go against the transparency many councillors promised during the elections. It leads us, the residents of Grand Forks, to wonder what is really going on here. Who is behind the mudslinging and character defamation within the ranks of the City Council? Who is secretly pulling the strings? And who, my friends, would most benefit from seeing Councillor Butler removed?
We know.
Councillor Butler's promise was to represent the people of this city, and you know what? In my mind, that's exactly what she is doing and has been doing since she took her oath of office as councillor. And to her immense credit, she is doing this in the face of punishing opposition and incessant stonewalling at the rest of City Council's behalf. And yes, we, her supporters, are the ones who are called the harassers and the bulliers. Do you know that?
Amen.
It is said that actions speak louder than words. Isn't it as obvious as the noses on our faces that it's the other way around, and that it is the City Council and the actions of the city who are the harassers and the bulliers? It has also been said that the anti-water meter group, now you may be part of some of those over 800 people who signed a petition last year pleading for further discussions with the city before they went ahead with allocating that whopping $1.3 million for the water metering project. It is said by them that we are a small group and that we have been causing a supreme waste of taxpayer dollars in this city. Part of the way that we've been doing that, they say, is through freedom of information requests, trying to get to the bottom of the truth of these backroom deals that have been going on in this city. Who's wasting the money? And the city, when the city refuses to divulge these issues and we are forced to put in freedom of information requests, isn't that the city's fault that they refused to be transparent in the first place? Furthermore, Isn't this court action against Councillor Butler, which will assuredly cost us taxpayers a whopping bill, even more of a supreme waste of our tax dollars? You know, we the citizens of Grand Forks are not hoodwinked by City Council that spews out lame phrases like in their commitment to the public to be transparent and open. This action against Councillor Butler has been anything but transparent or open. It's been conducted in secret, and City Hall staff and council have hidden behind in-camera policy excuses. They could have chosen to be transparent with us, folks, and come out and plainly tell us their reasons. Yet they have left us to guess. And in the guessing, many have chosen to take the side that she is guilty until proven innocent. It's been asked, what will be gained from this rally? And in my end statement here, my hope is that we, the people, are sending a strong message to the city, and that is, we do not support your actions against Councillor Butler. And we demand to be made aware of all of the facts surrounding the allegations against her. Who are the hidden players who are pulling the strings, and what is the real agenda to have Councillor Butler removed from office? We, the citizens of Grand Forks, demand to know. Amen. Thank you. Thank you for listening, and please feel free to come up and share your comments with the group.
There are also questions in the community now about the coverage that these matters are getting at the Gazette and the Grand Forks TV, and that's about to become another issue in the community. The news coverage that some major issues are not getting covered in Grand Forks, and especially when we look at the claim against the conflict of interest against Julia Butler. Amen. We know that it came about through an anonymous letter of complaint to City Hall.
Stand forward.
Nobody signed no one signed the letter. The city's got a policy of not accepting anonymous letters.
Not valid.
And then at the bottom of the letter, someone scribbled, Citizens Oversight and Participation Project, which ends up being an organization under our government agent's Facebook page. This information was given to the Gazette 10 days ago. No action. The same thing with the $192,000 payout to the CAO. That came out in March. There was nothing in the Gazette about it until it showed up on the CBC, and then the Gazette addressed it. So we're dealing with this kind of problem. We don't own the media in Grand Forks. The media is not serving the community as far as I'm concerned. Now, I'd like to call on Bon Mark to address the crowd.
Thank you, Donald. Okay, good afternoon. Let me introduce myself for those who don't know me. So my name is Bon F. Mark. First of all, I'm a taxpayer of Grand Forks. Okay. Oh, there, yeah. Okay, first of all, I'm a taxpayer of Grand Forks, and I constantly have been for the last 48 years. I'm a resident of the city for over 60 years, and presently I'm the owner of the Grand Forks Castle Center and the Castle Flooring. But you know, I've been in business here 50 years, but I'm not here today to promote myself or my businesses. And just let me reassure you, I'm not here to campaign. I will not be running for any offices here in Grand Forks, that's for sure. Okay? I'm here today because I see what's happening at City Hall these days is very disturbing and very bad business.
Hear, hear.
Bad business practice coupled with secrecy and nepotism. Now, nepotism is a new word I just learned. This is yeah. So for those of you like me who didn't know what that word means, well, the dictionary describes it as the practice among those with power and influence of favoring relatives and friends, especially by giving them jobs or lucrative contracts. Okay. I see if this continues, the city will be bankrupt. I'm a businessman, you know, and like I said, I've been a businessman for 50 years here. This is bad business. I don't like it. Taxes are going to continue to soar if this continues on. And we're the ones who's going to be footing the bill here. And now the City Council is taking one of its councillors to Supreme Court. So what is the reason for this very expensive action? They're trying to remove a councillor for conflict of interest. Now, I certainly hope that the city has more to go on than what little information that they have given us. Apparently something about her having a ran, that's past tense, a yard care business where she made only a few $1,000s gross a year. And she was just trying to support herself and 2 children as a single mom. So since running for city council, I know that she has quit her job with the regional district lifeguard. She quit that to avoid conflict of interest. She was working there part-time. So she has quit her job and ceased her business to avoid any conflict of interest.
Amen. Woo!
Now, we legally elected Councillor Julia Butler with the second highest votes out of 16 candidates. You know, and now they want to remove her. You know, yeah. All right, so, but they want to remove her from council. Okay, they did not give us any information as to what the matter of the conflict is. It's interesting too that the other 2 members, that 2 members total of the council who has opposed the water meter program are the 2 who are also found to be in conflict of interest by the rest of the council, and both at the same time. Now, how much will this Supreme Court action cost us taxpayers? Not to mention Councillor Butler's legal fees when the court dismisses this case.
Amen.
And the city's going to have to pay her fees. You know, but you know, it's not their money. It's not money out of their pocket. It's out of yours and my pocket.
That's right.
That's where the money's coming from. Okay.
I think it should come out of their pocket.
It should, yeah.
Alan's pocket.
Okay. So anyway, I think this is very irresponsible and certainly very bad stewardship of our hard-earned tax dollars.
Very bad.
So we may be ready for another tax hike when this case is over, if they continue with it. I know that my lawyers charge me $400 to $600 an hour. So this could run to $100,000 for you and me for this little exercise that they're doing. I don't know what for. Is this just a bullying tactic to financially force a single mom councillor into quitting? Are they nervous with the questions Councillor Butler has raised? Okay, is she making some people look bad? Well, anyway, they could just outvote her as they have on several issues that came up in council. I still don't understand why they're trying to remove her. Are they afraid that she might find out something that they're hiding?
Honesty is scary! Honesty is scary!
I have a lot of questions here too, you know. How about the gravel pit, that bank reinforcement? Were they going to take the gravel from one side of the gravel pit and put it against the other bank? Okay. That contract was for $175,000. Okay. And there was only one bid. Why was council asked for the $175,000 before it was even put out for tender? Did staff make every effort to see if they get as many bids as possible? It would have been good and wise business sense. Did staff diligently advertise the tender? I understand the call for tender was only advertised on the city's website and nowhere else.
Not everybody has computers.
Yeah. So, another question I have. What is the relationship between the cities, the head of, I think, engineering department, and the contracting firm that's given the contract and other several contracts in the past? What is the relationship there? Councillor Butler stated in her report that she felt staff should have disclosed the payout to the CAO and the reason for it, but the information was hidden from us taxpayers for over 3 months. And we're still in the dark as to why we went through this very expensive exercise of firing and then rehiring the same CAO. So were they hoping that we will forget about it? Did the 2 councillors from the previous council chose to fire and then rehire the same CAO?
That's why we're fighting Julia. Forget about Doug Allen.
Okay. Do all members of city council just gullibly accept everything that they're told and just rubber stamp everything without questioning? Are they not capable of rational and independent thinking?
That's right.
Why are they shouting so loud to remove Councillor Butler? Who is shouting the loudest? Who initiated this witch hunt?
Exactly.
With a staff payroll in the millions, why are we constantly hiring so many consultants for every little thing that comes up? Is our staff deficient or incompetent? I don't know. Something tells me there's a lot more to this than just the water meter issue.
Exactly.
So perhaps the ombudsman or the criminal lawyer's request for freedom of information can shed some light on things around here. Or maybe it's time for the Attorney General's office to step in. I'm here today not because I have any hidden agenda or do I have an axe to grind. I'm here not to disrespect our CAO. In fact, I never met Mr. Doug Allen. I wouldn't even know what he looks like. So I have nothing personal against the man. I do not know the people that I've mentioned here, except for the councillors. I'm here today because I love my town.
Amen.
And I want forthright answers, straight, honest answers.
Exactly.
All this political conflict and dirty politics and irresponsible stewardship and secrecy is really troubling to me, and I'm sure it does to all of you.
Exactly.
You know, we're on television news, you know, for crying out loud, and that we're not getting positive, you know, a positive image from that. That's for sure. We finally now have a councillor who's really representing us in asking our questions, digging through all the secrecy and speaking up when she feels that something is just not right.
And it's about time.
And well, they want to shut her up. And I'm encouraging Councillor Butler to not to let them bully her around. Do not give in, Julia. Yeah, we, the people who elected her, we must also speak up. And that's why I'm here today. I'm sticking my neck out, actually, as a businessman here. I know that some people will boycott my business, but you know, I really don't care. I care about my town. I care about fairness. I want accountability.
Exactly.
And so does Councillor Butler.
You're here.
So we're here today to rally to support Julia. So I'm very glad that so many of you are here today to give her support. So thank you.
Thank you, Bon Mark. For everyone here, we just got an official count. We've got at least 175 people here today. And it's a working day. So Bev Tripp is going to come up and read a message from Brett Swope.
So Brett Swope, who is a local pastor here in town, I believe at the Baptist Church, has asked me to just read this short statement on his behalf because he was not able to be here today. He's down at the coast with his wife. As a pastor of a local church in our community, the concerns of our people are very close to my heart. The issues that seem to be creating a conflict are ones that the community has been in turmoil about since the previous council, and I, for one, do not take a personal stand for or against water meters in general, but do not think it right that our community was not given an appropriate opportunity to voice their opinions about those water meters. It's my opinion that our previous council forced the issue without proper consent. Julia was voted into office primarily for her stand against this injustice. She was voted upon by the people, for the people, and now because other new council members do not agree with the stand that our community voted her in for, she's being strong-armed out of office. Because we as a community voted her in, we as a community ought also to have the option of keeping her. For the sake of our community, I believe the council should not make this decision without our consent, because our community matters. Pastor Brett Swope, Grand Forks Baptist Church. I also just wanted to say that, you know, you can have an impact today if you write your own short letter, note, whatever it is that you want to say. There's blank pieces of paper over here underneath this little tent. You don't have to make it long, but just express your views in writing so that the City Council can see that there are numbers of people who care about what's going on in this city. Make your voice heard by putting just a few words down on paper. We ask that of you, and the paper is made available over here for you. You're free to do that if you'd like, and we will make sure that those letters get posted in with City Council today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bev. Thank you, Bev. And now Julia Butler is going to address the crowd.
Hi, guys. Thank you all for coming out today. It's so nice to see so many friendly faces staring back. I haven't prepared a speech for today. Today isn't about me, it's about you guys, and I appreciate what everybody has to say here today. I can answer questions if you'd like, but really I just wanted to thank the people in the community for the support that I've had over the past 2 weeks. It's been amazing. I've had friends bringing me dinner, neighbors with cookies, people phoning that I don't even know. It's overwhelming, and it's unfortunate too, because we as a city shouldn't have to be going through this. We should be focusing on the main issues and promoting our city for the beautiful place that it is. According to the community charter, council or members of the public that bring a conflict of interest charge against a member of council have 45 days once it comes to the attention of any member of council to file that paperwork with the Supreme Court. As far as I can figure, that 45 days is far over. I'm not sure the tactics here, but one thing I am going to say is I'm not going to back out of this on a technicality. They might not have... I might be able to get off on a technicality, but that's not the way I want to go. I'm not interested in wasting the taxpayers' dollars going to court either, but I want a judge to tell you that I am not in a conflict of interest. I don't want this to be left questionable. I want you to know for sure that this is ridiculous, and it is a witch hunt, just as the mayor stated. So if anybody has any questions for me, I'll do the best I can to answer them and not hide behind in camera.
Hey, Jules.
David Jensen. We'll go with David first.
Can you tell us without any problems what influence Doug Allen has on City Council?
Right.
The CAO is responsible for directing council, and council values his opinion highly. They think very highly of him, and usually don't question the advice that he gives them.
Thank you.
why did they fire
I
him?
understand that one of the council members has taken their family to a dinner and charged it to the city. Is there a yes or a no on that?
I have no idea about that, John.
It happened.
You know more about it than I do.
We'll appoint him to the Senate.
If the city loved Doug Allen so much, why did he get fired then?
The official word from the city is that he was fired without cause.
Because of the bullying and stuff?
She wanted to know why the CAO was fired if they valued him so much. And I said that the official word from the city is that he was fired without cause. Any allegations of bullying, that I cannot comment on. That is still in camera.
Julia,
Yeah. Yes.
so I think you were voted in because a lot of people wanted change. Now you're right in the middle of whatever it is that's coming at you. What would you say needs to be done by us to support you in trying to bring about this change that Grand Forks so desperately needs?
The question was... The question was, what can the people do to support me to help bring about the change that they feel that I was voted in to bring about? Come down to the council meeting, the next council meeting on Monday the 15th, I believe it is. Am I right on? Not enough room. I agree, and I have been asking, and I'll ask again right now, that council change the venue so that all of you can come down and have your say in here. I agree. The people should be able to come in and to hear and to see what's going on. Luckily, we have Mr. Johnson with his videotape, and you can text him in questions on Facebook to ask during question period if you can't make it down. But yeah, I would encourage you all to get down there and to phone ahead and make sure there's going to be room for you. Let them know you're coming. Let them know you're watching. Let them know you're listening.
Here, here.
We have a PA system right outside here right now. I'm wondering, could we have council meeting outside?
I think maybe we should have the PA system outside Monday night as well. Maybe you can ask your questions from out here. We'll turn it up. Anyways, I think that the nicest criticism I've received this week, somebody disgusted that I haven't quit campaigning. And I said, I promised that during the election. I said, I will keep talking with the people. I will keep dealing with the people, because that's who's elected me in here, and that's who I'm speaking for. I'm not speaking on my own behalf. So I must apologize to certain people if they think I'm still campaigning, because I am.
Too bad for them.
Lady in the back. Yeah. Is one of the duties of the CAO to write letters to the council to talk for the council to read during the meeting? I don't think there's anything illegal about that. As directing the council, I'm sure that he could, and if I trusted my CAO, I'd really appreciate his input. That's your interpretation. Any other questions? I think that people were planning on doing a march down Market Street, if anybody wants to do that. One more question first.
Can you tell me who your boss is?
My boss is you, the people.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, you guys. One more question.
Go ahead. I would like to personally thank you for your integrity, your honesty, your openness, your fairs and explanations, all of us that are here. You're wonderful.
Thanks. I just want to say that I'm sure as this continues, there will be mudslinging coming up, and I'm sure people will be digging up any nasty thing they can find out about me. Unfortunately, I guess that's the nature of the game. But come ask me if you hear something, and I'll do my best to answer.
Can you repeat what we weren't able to hear, what Mr. Cook said?
He said some very nice words and compliments and thank yous. You know, I just want to state, going forward with this, I don't assume to be removed by the Supreme Court, which means I'm going to have to work together with people on council. And the people on council are like everybody else. They have a good side and a bad side to them. There's people on there that have wonderful insight into different things. They come up with great ideas, and working together as a council and collaborating on things, you get a great whole picture of an issue, and I really feel that can work well. And I just hope that council, once this is all said and done, I won't be getting dirty looks, I won't be getting outvoted just because it's my motion. I hope that council will look at the issues honestly and vote on the issues and not look at me personally, and hopefully we can all work together.
Exactly.
What can you and the people do against our city workers that are using our vehicles and time for extra coffee breaks?
Yeah!
That is a lot of money by the end of the year.
Larry's concerned about city workers that he thinks are taking too many coffee breaks, using city vehicles inappropriately, and as a councillor, I'm not the one to address that issue. Yeah, you have to phone down to the Public Works office and talk to the head of Public Works. Yeah, and you know what? There's a lot of great guys on the City Works crew too. Who's directing them and what their job descriptions are, that's really not up to them. So there's a lot of good guys down there. I see them on my street, and I don't want them to think I'm against them.
I agree.
Another question.
Who had? Okay, Don.
Thank you for letting us know that they didn't serve you within the time limit that they're needed to proceed with trying to remove you from council.
Yeah.
But in light of this, I hope that they're not going to invest more money and time into trying to remove you. I would like to see people encourage council to perhaps get training in ways how to work together. There's one thing that I've been studying called nonviolent communication. There's excellent certified trainers. Perhaps our council could benefit from some development so they could learn how to work with each other well, and also so they could learn how to work with us all as a community. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Is the mayor not your boss?
The mayor does not tell council what to do. His job is to represent the will of council.
There's somebody below him that is your boss.
Well, council as a whole makes decisions on things, right? So nobody can act unilaterally.
Okay,
yeah.
And then does the mayor get, if there's a tie or whatever, he gets the vote?
Right, if there's a tie vote, the mayor gets the tie-breaking vote, and any issue that is a tie is considered to be defeated. But yeah, a lot of people have the idea that the mayor just has supreme power to do whatever he wants, and fortunately or unfortunately, that's not the case. He does have to represent the will of council. Mr. Treveri?
Julia, your answer previously to who's your boss, people are Julia's boss.
Right here.
Are the
And
boss
we
of
voted
city
her
council
in.
or the boss of the mayor.
That's right.
They should be doing the will of the people.
You know, we're told once we're in office that now we're supposed to represent all the people, that we're not just supposed to represent a special interest group. Even if that was our platform, we're supposed to change, I guess. But you're never going to please everybody. You're not going to be able to ever truly represent all the people. You do your best to represent what you think the will of the people is, but you're never going to please anyone. So, yeah.
Well, the will of the people here wants you.
Well, I'm sure you're all getting very hot, so I will let you go and I'll turn it back over to Donald. Thanks for coming, you guys.
Unless someone else wants to say a word, we're going to start with the march. Did anyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what's your name?
Hello, my name is Sandra DeBork. I am not a public speaker, and I don't live in the city. I live in Area D. Sorry to say. But everything that happens in this city affects us who live in the rural area. We shop here. We raised our families here. Our kids went to school here. And now my children are raising their children here. And I think that I should have a say. I am really disappointed in what's happening right now. In all the years, I used to be a political animal involved in federal politics many years ago, but I've never ever seen at this level anything that like what's happening here now. We've had people that are out to satisfy their own interests always. That's just a part of human nature. But to this point, when someone is threatened with the Supreme Court to remove them from office, it's beyond my comprehension. I just cannot understand it. And to take someone's character and malign it like it has been done is another thing I cannot understand. It's okay to disagree. That's all right. None of us agree totally with one another. But we do not attack a person's character. So thank you for coming out to support Julia. And I support her even though I can't vote for her.
Thank you, Mrs. DeBook. Now, Donna Semenoff's going to address us.
I'm delighted to see you all here today. I know how much you all care about Grand Forks and you want a good resolution to the challenges that we're facing. I'm delighted to see all of you here today, and I know that you're here because you care about Grand Forks and you want a good resolution to the challenges that we're facing. And yes, challenges happen in life, and we have an opportunity to overcome these. I'm proud of all of you for coming because you are exercising your rights to gather. And you are exercising your rights to share ideas and opinions. And I also hear you expressing that you would like to have more respect in this community of how we all communicate. So I would like you to encourage you, as others have, to continue to be involved. There are ways that we can learn to get along better, and that council can learn to get along better with each other, and they could improve communication with us. The more they improve communication with us, the more open they are, then that will build trust, and we can have more of the kind of community that we're hoping for, where we get along well together and we have many things to be proud of. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Donna. I'm going to ask Cecil Leconkin to go around with his baseball cap and for a silver collection to help us cover the cost of the event. It's all pocket out of our money, or money out of our pockets. So we'd like to get a bit of change out of your pocket so we can cover our costs. So, well, I mean, we'll take paper money too. But this is Cecil. He's going to go around.
We don't accept MasterCards or Visa.
All right, and also there are lawyer fees that are coming up for Julia, so that's another major expense that's happening in the community. So the money will go to Julia. We'll cover the event out of our own pocket. Now we're going to. Did you want? Okay. And what's your name? Daryl. And Daryl wants to say a couple of words, and then we're going to go for our march.
Hello, Grand Forks. I want to say hats off to you guys. I live in Kelowna, BC, and I've been visiting your town for almost 2 years now. I plan to move here, and I have seen you guys by the cause of Julia and her organization that started out in opposing the water meters. You guys have come together as a community, and I applaud you out there because you guys have a say. And if you don't come out here, then you won't have that say. So I just want to say kudos to you all.
So once again, thank you very much for coming out. What we'll do is, for those of us who want to march, we're going to walk around City Hall. We're going to go up Market Street till we hit 2nd. Then we're going to come up the other side of the street, and that'll be it for today.
Well done,
Thank you very much, all. So just grab a sign and follow me. Look at all these people here.
Woo! Woo!
Right on!
Come on, louder!
Can't see the signs.
Huh?
Can't see the signs.
Oh, good. Well, you won't report it anyway,
Yeah.
would you?
Yeah. Pay your tax. But you will have kids come too.
I don't work. I heard it's going to sound you
can carry it. You're younger than I am. Julia Butler has to stay.
Julia Butler has to stay.
Oh, Council, let us stay. Oh, Council, hey, 172 people.
172, hey?
172, that's not bad.